What's up, guys? Jonathan. Tesla flies from 550 up to a high of 940. It's gone parabolic. What can we do? We'll be talking about Tesla stock today, guys. Pretty cool trade for you. We'll get started right now. Okay, for those that are followers of the channel, you guys know I trade stock options, I trade futures. When I trade futures, I trade using relative value. I like to use correlations. Not really a big fan of just pure technical analysis. But let's give the chart a look. Okay, just went parabolic, just went straight up. Sure, people are going to say as soon as it crossed the 200 period moving average, it gapped higher, it didn't cover the gap, but I don't know. This chart doesn't really tell me anything. Let's look at the options. That's where we can get some real information. 928 last, high of 940. We broke out kind of 600, maybe 550. That's what I want you to remember as we look at the options. Okay, let's look at the options, guys. I got you on Feb, remember, 927. So where do we go? We want to go right to the at the money. You always start at the money. The at the money is going to be between 920 and 930. Vol is 137%. I mean, this is just outrageous. My personal feelings is Tesla's going to trade lower. I mean, Tesla's going to trade under 650, under 600. It's a battleground stock. It's kind of one of these stocks that are broken. It's like Beyond Meat, right? Beyond Meat runs up. I think it ran up to 330 in the overnight trade and sold all the way off. Now, these are obviously two different companies, but Tesla, it's the same thing right now. This stock is broken. It's going to trade down. But when is it going to trade down is the question. Because just like the valuation's absurd, it can continue in going higher depending who's getting margin calls. This is a massively, massively short stock. So this is obviously a short squeeze. We're still darn close to its high. We may still continuing to go higher once everyone's able to cover. But inevitably, this stock will go back down. Now, how do we know that? Well, look at the price of the options. I mean, the price of the options to trade under 700, I don't want to do these. These are just too expensive. Now, do we want to sell options in Tesla? No, because volatility is just absurd. The trade that I do like if I was going to do something, and I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to do anything. I've just been asked so many times about Tesla, so this is what I would do if I was looking for a trade. I think Tesla's going to trade lower. I'd want to do something where I don't have to risk a lot of money and I can make 10 times my money if I'm right. Something that it's like a lottery ticket. So what I would do is I would consider some downside vertical spreads. And the reason you want to do that is because the skew, the volatility in Tesla is so skewed to the downside that it's a really good time to get these vertical spreads, because as you go lower, the premium's not really decaying very much, which is kind of crazy to me. It gets real flat. So what can you do? 500, 480. Say you buy these, you sell these. If you do it for $6.30 and $5, you're doing $6.30 and $5. You're doing it for $1.30. If you do a 10 lot, you have $1,300 of risk. And if you're right and it gets under 480 in 45 days, I got you some extra time in March, then you're going to make the difference between the spreads, 20 grand, less the 1,300 you spent. So this is kind of a cool trade. You can invest $1,300. If we're right, you get to make $18,700 minus a little bit of commission. Good trade, right? Well, we can even go further. And to do this trade, fine. But what happens if Tesla really pops? Maybe we want to do the same trade down here. We can do a 400, 380. You do these 240, sell these for $1.80. 240 minus $1.80, you're talking 60 cents. 60 cents, $600 of risk on a 10 lot. And if you're right, you make 19,400. So for everybody who thinks this is just a bubble, it's going to pop, well, the market's kind of disagreeing with you. The market's kind of pricing in Tesla to, let me see, where does the market think it's going to go in 45 days? To do that, I would find the straddle again, go at the money straddle, which is right in between here on Thinkorswim or any platform. You can also just put it on straddle. And so 275 points up or down. I mean, that's an enormous amount of movement. That's reflected in the huge amount of volatility. Again, for me, I wouldn't touch it. I'll let you guys all follow along, but I was getting so many questions. This is how I play Tesla. I would risk a very, very small amount to try to go for a big winner, a 10-to-1, a 20-to-1 type play. Hope it helps. My name is Jonathan Rose. I'm the owner of Masters in Trading.